It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. Look who's back. It's your host, Mark Daniels, and I'm flying solo today and so grateful to be back with you here dead early on this marvelous Monday. What a journey it's been. For those of you who haven't been informed or you weren't at the hospital that day, my wife and I, about a month ago now, we've delivered safely our twin boy and girl, our twins. We have Onyx and Luna Daniels. What a journey. We have 4 children in total. So shout out to my wife, who is a trooper, a warrior, such a loving mother. She does so much that I could never do. One, just as a man, but just two, she just teaches me so much about patience and being caring, and just so lucky to have her in my life. So lucky to have such a wonderful family. From we first found out that we were pregnant with twins, it's been a journey. She had some rough days, as most mothers know. Not all pregnancies are smooth sailing, but she was able to fight through the difficult months and get to the end where it's all worth it. We're so grateful and thankful to the staff at Doctors Hospital, thankful to Dr. Homer Bloomfield and his staff, to pediatrics, Dr. Patrice Smith-Lang, and just all of the support we've gotten from my counselors, limited family, Bahamas at Sunrise family, my blood family, my Braun family, and just friends who've reached out, who've prayed for us, those who sent us meals when either we were both too sick or too tired to function. And it really just emphasizes it does take a village to raise a child, and it starts with just supporting the family in general. So thank you again, a heartfelt thanks from my family to yours, and we look forward to growing along with you all and producing wonderful citizens for this country that's going to impact this world, because that's what it's about, making children that are going to impact this world. So thank you all. So glad to be back. Let's kick off this wonderful Monday. We've got a great show for you. We're going to be hearing from the keynote speaker at last week's Eleuthera Business Outlook, the Honorable Clay Sweeting. Looking forward to that. He's talking about developments in Eleuthera. And we're also going to be talking with Beijing, Rodgers, and the Legacy Club. And right now they're in India doing some very special things. We're going to hear about that club and how they formed and what they offer to the public. We also have Four Seasons Nursery. They're here to tell us about their exciting Sip and Shop event that they're hosting on Saturday, just in time for Mother's Day. And we'll take another look at our interview with Greenleaf Farms. But before all of that, let's check in on weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at Sunrise, surface trough across the Nagua, Maguana, Crooked and Akron's area, producing unsettled weather over that area. High pressure northeast of the islands will generate breezy conditions across the islands over the next several days. Today, mix of sun and clouds, warm and breezy over the northwest Bahamas, variable cloudiness and breezy with scattered showers and the possible isolated thunderstorms over the central and southeastern islands in vicinity of that surface trough, high temperature reaching 86. Tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with a few showers, possible isolated thunderstorm, below going down to 71 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 86 and 78. In Jamaica, 84 and 74. In Trinidad, 87 and 77. And the Texas and Caicos Islands, 85 and 71. Across North America, Atlanta, 77 and 64. In Raleigh, 80 and 64. In Miami, 86 and 75. Dallas, Texas, 82 and 69. And Toronto, Canada, 60 and 45. As you go through the week, the surface trough will drift northward, increasing cloudiness, showers, and possible thunderstorms over the remainder of the islands by tomorrow into Friday. Those temperatures daytime will be in the upper 80s at daytime, at nighttime in the lower 70s. That puts you off on your first look at weather sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. The 10th annual Eleuthera Business Outlook was held last week, Thursday. The keynote speaker was the Honorable Clay Sweeting, MP for Central and South Eleuthera and Minister for Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs. And he shared details about developments that will be coming up in Eleuthera. Here's the portion of that address. Enjoy.
So the residents of this island are expecting great accomplishments from this government, and I do not expect to be the member of parliament that has nothing on the checklist to tick off at the end of his term. That said, I can assure the residents that I am working hard to meet and exceed their requests, and to those who wish to partner with this government and within these communities, you will find seated at the table a minister who is pro-development, enthused with modern technology, adapt with the experience to understand this economic climate, and one with a down-home personality that embodies the spirit of the people of Eleuthera. You see, it is my firm belief that Eleuthera has seen its worst days. The despairer is reaching out, and they are expecting us to develop an environment that welcomes them home, to bring partnerships to do business, to build first and second homes, and to make a better life here on Eleuthera for themselves, their families, and for our visitors. To accomplish this, I do understand that it is without its fair share of challenges. Infrastructure continues to be a challenge throughout Eleuthera and the Family Islands. I continue to meet with and lobby to the Minister of Public Works to ensure that the basic of infrastructural needs are consistently supplied throughout the island. This is inclusive of electricity, water, roads, signage, street lights, seawalls, and secure docking facilities and marinas. And I'm sure, I get a lot of phone calls about health care. And health care continues to be the top of the list, what is needed to encourage future developments. I am pleased to be able to announce, maybe a bit prematurely, but I called the minister last night to ensure that he gave me the okay to announce today that the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Darville, along with his technical team, has visited Eleuthera and has committed to building not one, but 2 state-of-the-art medical facilities on Eleuthera. One of those facilities in Palmetto Point, which will have a small surgical ward, and one of those will be in my hometown of Rock Sound. Yes, Mr. Sands. You see, I understand, I think, and when you've been hit with health challenges, not with yourself, but with family, you understand the need of how important it is for health care and its challenges to be brought up to date and up to speed, especially with the developments that's going to happen in Eleuthera. So, in preparation for these facilities, we continue to seek applications for those qualified and who may qualify through training to properly service these facilities in a myriad of capacities within the healthcare industry. If that ain't good news, I don't know what is. But like they say, when you see it, you believe it, right? So I expect to hold my feet to the fire with that. And I'm an advocate. So I made sure and called him last night, so you can hold his feet to the fire too, my good Minister of Health. When we speak about aviation, I am so pleased that among the speakers today are representatives from international carriers such as American Airlines and Silver Airways. And I continue to enjoy a great relationship with the Deputy Prime Minister, who has the responsibility for aviation and investments. And we have on numerous occasions discussed the renovations of the 3 major airports on the island of Eleuthera. We are open to creating public-private partnerships with the airline industry leaders to develop our facilities and to make them top-notch destinations. I believe wholeheartedly that first impressions are lasting impressions. And as the #1 tourist destination throughout the world, the first impression of every visitor disembarking any airline at any one of our major international airports should be that of awe and not dismay. So I look forward to your panel discussions, and I look forward to connecting with you to see how we can increase airlifts at Governor's Harbor and Rock Sound International Airports. When we speak about investments, as the Minister of Family Island Affairs, I have been invited to sit on the board of the National Economic Council, as this body is responsible for signing off on the various investment projects for the entire country. I see Daniel here. I think that was one of the first ones in Eleuthera we completed. But I continue to lend a critical and balancing voice to Family Island development. And since sitting in this role, I have had the pleasure of supporting the approvals of 3 major projects for Eleuthera. And I want to be clear that these development projects, while tourism-based, does not mean that this administration continues to only push for opportunities to create a working class. With these investments comes the opportunity for many young people to be providers of goods and services at these hotels and investment projects which we so desperately need. Throughout the pandemic, Eleutherans launched hundreds of new startup businesses. The only way that these businesses can be sustained and grown is through a population increase. More people increase, the need for goods and services to be provided increase as well. The Small Business Development Center now has a permanent branch here in South Eleuthera to assist entrepreneurs with fully developing their business ideas. The Bahamas Development Bank met with residents about 6 weeks ago and highlighted opportunities available to be tapped into. I encourage entrepreneurs to take advantage of the opportunities that are becoming available to them. They need these to establish new and vibrant industries and provide much needed services. On the island of Eleuthera, banking remains a huge challenge throughout the island, especially in the north and the deep south. As a business owner, I support small businesses that dare to think outside the box. There are so many digital platforms that are available in this country now, and that can be used to facilitate transactions. Credit unions are a great form of banking in small communities. I know that the challenges that we face with these financial institutions is not unique to Eleuthera, and the Cabinet and parliamentarians are committed to finding a resolution to this issue, especially doing something as simple as opening a bank account, which sometimes takes weeks. In the U.S., you could do it in 2 days. So these kind of things, the low-hanging fruit, are things that we are looking at as a government to quickly eliminate the issue there. We cannot focus on development if we do not focus on education. I am a firm believer that education, traditional and non-traditional, academic and technical, are absolutely vital to the growth of every economy. I give a huge congratulations to the Center for Training and Innovation for filling the gaps and focusing on adult learning. Over the next 3 years, I hope that through partnerships with the Ministry of Education, we are able to launch a full extension of BTVI and a satellite campus for tertiary institutions right here in Central and South Eleuthera. We must continue to invest in the education of our youth and also offer platforms to diversify the opportunities for everyone.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
This portion of Bahamas at Sunrise has been brought to you by RBC. From house hunting to home sweet home, RBC is by your side. Welcome back. The Willpower Legacy Club, led by Willpower Will Harris, is on a mission to motivate, inspire, and empower young people to live with passion and change the world. Here to talk with us this morning, live from India, Will Harris, founder of the Willpower Humanitarian Foundation, and Beijing Rodgers, life coach from Coaching with Beijing. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Namaste, peeps, babe.
I love the energy. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for joining us dead early. I don't know what time it is in India, but it's dead early here in the Bahamas. So I'd like to thank you for joining us live and bringing us what you guys are doing. Very exciting group here. You guys have wonderful energy. We've been chatting offline. So my first question is Will and Beijing. How did you guys connect and how did you meet each other? Because you're both your own powerhouses in your own right. And here you are halfway across the world. So tell us, how did you guys connect?
Yeah. So I'm going to let Beijing kick it off. And then you tell part of it.
Okay.
And I'll finish it.
Great. So Will does a retreat called the Legacy Airbnb home that I own, or not me, my parents,
No,
my family.
it makes you sound richer.
Oh, you're right. But won't they give me money when I ask for it? Okay. That my family owns, that I own. And my mom said, Beijing, there's this man in the Bahamas who's renting our home. He's doing a retreat on legacy, changing the world, purpose. I was like, stop right there. That is my life. And so I said, please let me meet him. I go on a phone call with Will. I tell him what I'm all about. And basically he's saying, sorry, who are you? And why are you so similar to me?
Boom. Right. So we meet Beijing at the house with the other foreigners that come in for the retreat. And it was just like we were all of the same mind. So the Legacy Club retreat is set up for anybody that wants to make a change, positive change, difference in the world. 200 years after you know more, what can you build, create in place that would allow you to continue to have an impact. And that's what the Legacy of Retreat is all about. And eventually it led us to what? India?
Namaste.
Namaste.
That sounds very exciting. And
You think you lost yourself. The Indian lost her. My baby with the Indian lost herself. No,
Bahamian until I die, guys.
There you go.
there you go. That's perfect. You guys definitely have wonderful positive energy. I can see how you'll inspire persons who attend this retreat to solidify, how to learn to create their legacy. So tell us a little more about this retreat. You're in India. What are you guys doing and what's the goal?
So we'll show you in two different ways, all right? The Legacy Retreat, that is straight up the Bahamas. And that's why we're here to talk to you, to encourage everyone on June 5th, right? June 5th through the 9th. We're going to have the Legacy Retreat in the Bahamas. So people coming from Europe, people coming from the USA, even India, just to be there. And if you're already there, all you gotta do is roll. Like just roll out of bed. Just keep rolling and you're just there. But we're in India because it's a retreat. You learn how to build a legacy. And when you come to India, you step into a legacy. We have 20,000 people that we spoke to when we're here at India. And when we come back in October, we have 500,000 people live in one spot. Yep. Now they're all outside. Nobody has a house that big, right? But we do so much here. We started an orphanage. We had the groundbreaking. We have youth leadership programs where we had 1,000 kids come in, and Beijing has this chant that she does. I'm gonna be the audience.
Wait, can we do it?
You.
Can we do it? Okay.
I think we can do it.
Okay, we're doing it, Mark. Okay, great. I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. 1,
2, 3.
Willpower.
I love that.
We didn't rehearse that.
That's like what we do at dinner.
It's a trigger word.
Wow. I actually need that energy so much right now. My wife and I, we just had
1,000 kids saying that, jumping up and down.
You guys are great. You guys are definitely great. So the immersion phase in India is different than the retreat. So tell us a little about what you're doing in India. You said you were talking to some folks. Tell us about what you're doing on the ground in the immersion phase.
Sure. So when we come, there's a set schedule, and it starts off with us going to colleges and speaking to students. Normally the crowd's around 200 to 300 students, and it's called the ABCs of success: attitude, behavior, and change. What is an attitude of a winner? What's the behavior and habits that you can adopt? To show me a person's habits, and I can accurately predict their outcome. You may not know specifically how to get there, but the habits that it takes to reach, you may. And then C, change. I mean, with COVID, the past 2-3 years have been really tough for people to adjust and change. So we do that at a student level and at an adult level when we have the Legacy Retreat in the Bahamas on June 5th. That's when we also go out your life purpose. So the first thing, Mark, was going to colleges, and we talked to 2,000 students, all encouraging them to go to our Dream Catcher event. So just imagine in this big city that we go around to all the colleges, and the top kids, kind kids, they come to this event called Dream Catchers, and Beijing's there, and I'm there, and we're talking to them, and we're playing music and dancing.
Oh my goodness.
I start off dancing. That's how our seminar starts off, Mark. Dancing, not like, all right.
No, it's dancing and chants. And just with those two things alone, everybody is just so motivated and so ready to just dive into what Willpower Harris has to say and teach them. And lives are changed. At the end of the Dreamcatchers event, lives are changed. Young lives are changed.
Yep.
And they volunteer on Sundays to go to orphanages, school for the blind, working with street kids. And now, since we are doing our own orphanage that had groundbreaking, they volunteer for that. So just imagine, Mark, if we're able to even bring that type of energy and love and just expose it in the Bahamas, where students and even adults on Sundays are donating their time to help somebody.
Yes.
The only oath they have to take, the only promise they have to do is this. I promise to be kind to myself and others. That's it.
Simple as that. That's amazing. You guys, once again, I just love the energy and I love the vision, and you're dealing with youth, and you mentioned some really interesting projects. You mentioned the orphanage. So tell us a little bit about that and some of the other projects that were started by the Legacy Club and the foundation.
So the three things that I personally think I was born to work on is women empowerment, child education, and poverty. Anything that has to do with these three things, then I'm about it. It's not that the other world problems are bad, but I think that if Mark does what he was born to do, and Beijing does what she was born to do, and I do what I was born to do, we wouldn't have any world problems. But when Mark is trying to be a good somebody else, and Beijing is trying to be a great somebody else, and I'm trying to be a good somebody else, then we end up being nothing significant to anybody. So my three things came down to starting an orphanage, being able to start one that's special, one where you take orphans and senior citizens that have been discarded in society and put them both under one loving roof, where the kids automatically get grandparents and the senior citizens automatically have a younger family that keeps the energy going like us, right? Like if you got us in your family, Mark, you're gonna live a long time.
A very long time.
Long time. You gotta come back.
And you'll have fun living. Life will be fun.
That's true. So we did the groundbreaking on the orphanage, and I gotta tell you, man, it was 8 years of me failing.
Congratulations.
Set your heart and mind to something, eventually you're gonna win.
That's amazing.
Say that at the same time.
I know.
So we can chat all morning because there's so much I want to learn from you guys about your seminars, just what inspires and motivates you more. But we're getting ready to wrap up soon. So I want to be sure that people who are watching can get more information about the Legacy Club, about your retreats, and just find out more about what you guys are doing. So tell us, how can we find you and get more information?
So June 5th through 11th, we are going to be in Nassau, Bahamas. So that's a special opportunity for everyone to come. And if they want more information, and you can even talk to Crazy Me and Crazy Her.
Yeah.
We're a good crazy.
Yeah. Crazy enough to change the world.
That's right.
That's the best
Then
crazy.
Connect with Beijing on Instagram.
Yeah, so you can connect with me on Instagram, Beijing.Rodgers, Beijing, just like the capital of China. And I will message you back, give you more information, answer all the questions, and sign you up to come to the Legacy Retreat, June in the Bahamas.
And if you don't have Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, Willpower Harris, and connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will communicate with you too.
Yes.
Perfect. You guys.
So LinkedIn and Instagram.
You guys are a powerhouse of energy. I can tell that if anyone is in a room with you, they are going to be inspired to do great things and to build that legacy. So I'm so happy that you came on Bahamas at Sunrise, dared early with us here. Don't know what time it is there, but we definitely feel the energy. We feel the positivity, and we support you and wish you nothing but success. And we look forward to seeing you June 5th here in the Bahamas, Legacy Club. We've been talking to Will Harris, founder of Willpower Humanitarian Foundation, and Beijing Rodgers, life coach, coaching with Beijing. Thank you both for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Dhanyavad. Indeed.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Start or switch your mortgage with RBC by your side. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/mortgages to pre-qualify today.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months, with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Welcome back. You're here with us on another marvelous Monday on Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for joining us dead early on this Monday and welcoming myself back as well after being out for a few weeks, welcoming our twins. My wife and I welcomed Onyx and Luna into this world. They are currently sleeping. I probably soon will have to go and change a diaper. So maybe we can cut to that scene at the end of the show, right? But thank you all once again for the support. So happy to be back with you. The first half of the show was very exciting. We got to hear from the Honorable Clay Sweeting about what's going to be happening in Eleuthera. Eleuthera holds a special place in my heart. I lived on Eleuthera for a number of years, managing the Leon Levy Native Plant Preserve. It's just a wonderful island. It's a special place. I'm just looking forward to the Republic of Eleuthera to continue to grow, as some would say. And we also were able to speak to the Legacy Club and spoke to Will in Beijing and what they have going on in India. Lots of positivity there, teaching people how to build their legacy, because we all want to leave something behind for people to remember us by. But we also have a lot coming up in the second half of the show. We're going to be talking to Marcel Major and Azaleta Ishmael-Newry about the Sip and Shop event happening on Saturday. And we'll also take another look at our interview with Antonio Hall of Greenleaf Farms. But before that, let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at Sunrise, surface trough across the southeastern islands, Inagua, Meguana, Acres, Crooked Island, is producing unsettled weather over the area. High pressure northeast of the islands will generate breezy conditions through the next several days. In your marine forecast today, those winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet on northwest and central Bahamas, east to 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds continue east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet on northwest Bahamas, east to 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds east to southeast at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, east to 15 knots, seas 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Yeah, tides. You can expect a high tide at 9:36 this morning. The tide is 3:38 this afternoon. High game tonight at 9:58. Sunset at 7:40 this evening. Rises more at 6:32. UV index 8. Your water temperature 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase, no moon. The external look as the trough drifts towards the north, increasing cloudiness, showers, and possible thunderstorms across the remainder of the island. We do have system, none of us drink hot temperatures. So therefore, for the most part, during the week, variable cloudy is breezy and very warm. With scattered showers like thunderstorms. Those temperatures will be in the upper 80s at nighttime, in the low to mid 70s. So that puts you up in your phone. Look at weather sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. Mother's Day is Sunday, and if you're looking for unique gifts for mom, we've got just the place. Here to tell us about an exciting sip and shop event happening this Saturday are Marcel Major, owner of Four Seasons Nursery, and Azaleta Ishmael-Newry, creator of Azaleta Curry Powder and Condiments and CEO of Azaleta & Co. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning and happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for being up with us dead early on this Monday. I know it's not always easy, right? So Mother's Day is coming up, and I always love when there's a pop-up event. So there's a sip and shop happening. Marcel, tell us what it's all about and what we're gonna find there.
Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you for having us. Yes, the sip and shop is a unique pop-up shop that we're gonna have on the 7th of May, which is next week, Saturday. It involves 7 vendors who had their first sip and shop around the Christmas time. And it was so well received that they decided to make it another event. So we're looking forward to maybe a series of events in the coming days. But there's 9 vendors that want the capability of showcasing their products and their wares. It's going to be Saturday at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Four Seasons Nursery, which is 1 block south of the Bahamas Humane Society. And we're excited because it coincides with Mother's Day. So you can come down. It's a family fun day. You can bring the children and come down and have a wonderful time and see some of the goods that the 9 vendors have. We have CA's pepper sauce. There's some awesome pepper sauce that CA Newry creates. Then we also have Innocence, which is handicraft fragrance and candles. We have Azaleta Newry, of course, who's going to showcase our curry powder. And then we have, of course, the Four Seasons Nursery, where we have a wonderful array of all kinds of plants just in time for Mother's Day. We're going to have those orchids. We can have the mums. We can have the roses, anything you're looking for to give that special gift to your mother. Then there's also VPS Imports, women's fashion. So we have a whole gamut of stores, of pop-up shops that you can come down, bring the family, and have a family fun time. There's also the Catali's Creations. That's by Anastasia Turncrest. There's the handicraft items made from wood. There's also Tasteful Affairs, down-home comfort food. Some wonderful food going on there. Then there's Beauty Birds, Bahamian straw items as well. So it's a whole heap of stores and a whole heap of goods and products and service that you can come down and take care of. I'll be remiss if I leave out our golden planner, the Golden Lotus. That's from Anne-Marie Ferguson Sampson. She makes unique handicraft, custom-made jewelry. So we're inviting the whole family to come down and have a good time on Saturday, 9 to 5 at the Four Seasons Nursery.
That's definitely going to be packed, and I like the way you describe it. A whole heap, got a whole heap of options, a whole heap of good quality products. So y'all better bring a whole heap of money because they want to handle it because it's Mother's Day, right? Now, Azaleta, I know about your curry powder because I got one in my cupboard and I dash it on the food every now and again, and it's sacred to me. So tell the rest of our viewers about your curry powder and your condiments.
Well, you know, this is going to be my 20th year doing this as a hobby. So normally I'm at Jollification. I was so honored to be invited to this sip and shop. And it's really exciting to just get out now that COVID's coming behind us. Yes. So with the curry powder that I have, it's quite popular. And I take a curry powder and I blend it with my own spices and I recreate that mix. So you could use it on chicken, fish, meats, and so on. The recipe is on the packaging. So you follow the instructions, you have the best curry dish ever.
Yes.
I'm about good conversation because I'm in PR and I'm about good food. Also, for the chutney that I'm going to make, which you eat on the side, I'll probably do peach, and I have some mango in the freezer because the fruits are just starting to come around. And Marcel, just a minute there. Are there other vendors who are going to be serving food?
There is, we have Tasteful Affairs, who is going to also be serving down home good food. I think she boasts and brags of a mean guava duck. So we're inviting the public to come down and taste this guava duck. I'm sure they're going to really like it.
Okay, and what about Osanonili? Is he coming along with the Tokyo Express?
I think he is. He probably will be. I'm sure that I saw his name in a listing of pop-up stores, but I didn't get much information on. But I'm sure he'll be there. So those persons that would like to get Osanonili's products, feel free to come down. I'm sure he'll be there to be happy to supply you with his products.
Yes, yes. And Marcel, Four Seasons, as you mentioned, has such a wide variety of plants and flowers. Tell us what you got in stock, and is there anything special for moms this weekend?
Well, Four Seasons, we boast and we brag of unique flowering products. So we have a lot of unique items. We have the hostas. Most people are not aware of the hostas. Is a nice plant that you can put in your garden. We also have kale. I've looked around the various nurseries and I've never seen kale at any of the nurseries, but we offer the kale here as well too. But we're gonna have the basics. We're gonna have the orchids. We're gonna have the Vanda orchids. We're gonna have the rose plants. We're gonna have the night blooming jasmine, which is a popular plant. Lots of people are looking for the night blooming jasmine. We're also gonna at the event, what we're gonna do is each vendor is going to give one item from their products. We're going to have a gift basket that we're going to give away. So nice. We're inviting the public to come down to take advantage to have an opportunity to win this gift basket from one item from each one of the vendors. The gift basket was tastefully donated by Darnell from Beauty Birds. It's a straw basket. So come on down and see if you can win this basket full of the items from all of these vendors that's going to be here at the Four Seasons Nursery.
You win that basket with a whole heap of good things.
A whole heap of goods.
Right? So Azaleta, tell our viewers, why should people come out to the Sip and Shop this weekend?
Well, not only to be among the beautiful nature that Marcel's created in his nursery, but just know that we're coming out of, COVID, and we're just ready to embrace the public and to display our wares and to sell our wares. We're all entrepreneurs of some sort. So we'd really like the economic support as well.
I love it. I love it. And once again, it's the village. There's a kind of a family atmosphere that happens around these pop-ups. You get to know the people, you get to know their products, and you get to feel the love that they put into the work that they do. Like you mentioned, 20 years is a hobby. If you pick up that curry powder that you make, you don't think that that's a hobby. That's a professional that's made that. So we're excited to see yourself and a number of other vendors showcase their products and show us, the love that they put into what they do. So Marcel, before we leave and wrap up this interview, remind our viewers, what is the time of the event and where is Four Seasons located?
Okay, thank you again, Mark. The event is Saturday coming, which is the Saturday before Mother's Day. That gives you the opportunity to get that last minute Mother's Day gift in. It's going to be at the Four Seasons Nursery, which is 1 block south of the Bahamas Humane Society. We're going to showcase items and goods from 9 of our local artisans. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Golden Lotus 242. That's Golden LOTUS 242. You can check out our events page and you can read all about our vendors and the persons and the faces behind those vendors. So come on down. It's going to be a family-friendly event at the Four Seasons Nursery, Saturday coming 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Perfect, perfect. I'm so excited and looking forward to it. Marcel Major, owner of Four Seasons Nursery, and Azaleta Ishmael-Newry, creator of Azaleta Curry Powder and Condiments and CEO of Azaleta & Co. Thank you both for being with us on Bahamas at Sunrise, dead early on this Monday. Looking forward to the pop-up event on Saturday.
Good. Thank you for having us. See you then.
See you then.
Bye.
We're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back. Access Accelerator client Antonio Hall has been planting seeds as long as he can remember. That passion has grown into Greenleaf Farms. Our Annalise Thompson has that story.
Antonio Hall is the proud owner of Greenleaf Farms, which specializes in growing, harvesting, and packaging edible flowers and microgreens.
So we're a boutique farm in an urban community. We specialize in growing high-end culinary ingredients, so some very exotic culinary herbs, microgreens, and edible flowers. And we supply those that value those ingredients. Right, so private chefs, yacht chefs, hotel chefs, restaurants, bars, whoever find the value in what it is that we do, we supply.
The day-to-day operations of the farm include precise procedures.
Day-to-day operations, we need the ground needs to be sort of very fine, a very fine finish because of the product that we're dealing with. So it can't be rocky at all. It has to be almost just soil and compost. A little bit of rocks for aeration, but nothing too heavy.
Both edible flowers and microgreens are processed in different ways.
On a daily basis, we are here harvesting flowers first thing in the morning. So right after the dew is dried on the blooms, we begin harvesting right away. We take those flowers inside of our post-harvest building. We put them in the cooler to get the heat off of them, and then we bring them back out and we start to package those. Flowers are not washed because the minute that water goes on them, they start to decay. So the chefs would usually wash them as they need them, rinse them as they need them. Most times they don't rent them at all because there's no dust and no blooms, because at the point that we harvest them, they're not picking up any dust for the most part. But they can be washed right before use. The microgreens, on the other hand, so once the microgreens are ready, so those are strategically seeded by hand. But after they are at their full stage, they are then harvested, and then they are put through a cycle, a wash and dry cycle. So we do a first wash to get the initial debris and dirt off, and then we do a second wash to ensure that the dirt is off. And then they go into a spin cycle. We use a spinner that was designed specifically for drying greens. And then I have a machine that is going to be retrofitted for larger greens. But that's for when we expand and have more space to grow larger greens. And from the spin cycle, they go into an air dry cycle. From the air dry table, it then goes into packing, like to the packing station. And from the packing station, we go into the cooler. So it literally goes from the field to our cooler to the client. And that's how our system works.
Greenleaf Farms grew as the result of a young boy's fascination with seeds.
As a child, I was always fascinated with watching things grow, and just about every fruit that my parents would bring home, I used to take the seeds from that fruit and plant the seeds. Most of them didn't germinate, but some of them did. And the ones that did, I was able to get fruit from those trees.
Antonio's career path included more than just farming.
So architecture is a love of mine. When did I leave? I left in 2016, and it really was to follow my passion, which is the soil. So I took a bet on myself, and that led me here. But before taking that gamble, I would have purchased this parcel of land that we're on now, and I would have already started planting and started tilling this ground and preparing for my exit of architecture. I just felt my calling was something bigger than architecture.
Antonio received assistance from Access Accelerator at a pivotal moment in the company's development, and the process was intense.
At the point in time when I got involved with Access Accelerator, I was in need of a post-harvest building, which is a parking house, more or less. Now, my architectural background allowed me to be able to design this parking house to exactly the specifications that I would have needed. And Access Accelerator was the outlet from which I was able to get seed funding for this particular phase in my development.
Antonio appreciates everything Access Accelerator has done for him and what they continue to do for other small businesses.
It's refreshing to have Access Accelerator here. It's clear that they are about helping young businesses become sort of more established, and it's I'm happy to be a recipient.
If you are looking for edible flowers and microgreens, here's how to get in contact with Greenleaf Farms.
We are on social media, right? We're on Facebook as Greenleaf Farms, and we are on Instagram as GLF Bahamas, as in Greenleaf Farms, GLF Bahamas. And they can send us a message, and we will give them a cell phone number that they can WhatsApp. We usually take most of our orders through WhatsApp.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Annalise Thompson.
Thanks everybody for joining us dead early on this Monday on Bahamas at Sunrise. It's been a wonderful show. I'm so happy to be back with you. You know, I've been busy with the twins, with my family, but I did think about you all. I thought about my Bahamas at Sunrise family. I woke up in 6 o'clock in the morning and just before sunrise, and I wonder if they will miss me. I wonder what they will do without me. I wonder. But I know you guys have been having me in your prayers. I've received messages from viewers and from staff, and thank you all again for supporting my wife and I throughout the pregnancy. And if you want to continue to support, let me put my PayPal on the screen, right? Because diapers is real. Diapers is real. Diapers are real. Anyway, thank you all for joining us at Bahamas at Sunrise. So happy to be back. We'll see you on Friday, and have yourself a wonderful week. See you later.